Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. This is going to be Clawhammer Banjo Lesson number 8. So, at this point, you are able to start playing songs, okay? So you're going to want to do some things now. You're going to want to start adding more chords. So you're going to want to start learning and practicing more chords. I have playlists that have all kind of stuff for you, okay? I've got over 80 songs you can learn, over 50 technique videos. You can do techniques and things like that. But so we want to get some more chords, all right? We want to start practicing some more songs, and I've got a whole bunch of those in those playlists. But I want to talk about practicing. At this point, you have been playing for a little while now, and it's time to make sure that you're really getting a lot out of your practice sessions, okay? We want to get the most out of our practice sessions. We don't want to sit there and play and practice for 4 hours a day doing the same, maybe not great habits, okay? So if you want to get... I have my people that I teach, I tell them to practice focused. Okay, so we want to have a focused 30-minute session, let's say. Okay, if you practice for 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week, you're going to improve. Okay, you can practice for 4 hours a day. No, you can practice for hours a day and not improve also. But I'm going to show you how in 30 minutes a day for 4 times a week to improve, okay? So here's what we do. We take our first couple of minutes. Well, first thing we do is we get a good practice spot, okay? We have our tuner, which is like as important as your banjo, okay? You got a tuner. You're sitting in a comfortable chair to where you your arms are not hitting on anything, and you're not like, I'm on the edge of the couch here. You don't want to sit back like this. It's hard to play like that. I do as I say, not as I do though, right? But so you want to take and get a good spot where you're most likely not going to be interrupted for about a half hour. Okay, that's optimal. Obviously, if you have issues around your home like I do all the time, you can just deal with it, right? But so let's take and get our banjo, get it in tune, and we want to get all of our materials in front of us, okay? And what you have to have, I'm telling you this right now, go get it, is a binder, okay? Get yourself a binder, okay? Get a binder and get these little doohickeys, the little clear, Mandy, the little clear things, the page protectors, I think is what you call it. Get the little clear things where you can shove papers in them, okay? And get a bunch of those, all right? Because you're going to have songs. You're going to have things that you're working on. You're going to also have, you should have blank pages. Now, if you're one of my patrons on Patreon, I have a nice, of course I can't find it. I have a nice, my goodness, there it is. I have a nice tab sheet that my husband created for me. But it looks like this, and it's really nice, okay? It's exactly what I wanted. It's big enough, but you have these in there too. And that's for when you come up with your own licks and your own things. You need to have that. So you've got your songs. You've got sections in your notebook, all right? So get your notebook. If you don't already have one, go get one, all right? And you want to start writing down the songs that you know. So print them off, put them in the book so that you can refresh your own memory over time. You don't want to always be looking on a screen to do it, because you're not always going to have your screen, right? You're going to be playing on the porch, out in the, at the park, whatever, right? So Get your book, get all your materials. All right. So now let's begin. You begin by doing about a 5-minute warm-up, right? We got to get these little tootsies warmed up. So you just, depending on where you're at, you might be here, where you're doing your alternating stroke. And while you're doing that alternating stroke, do some exercises. Go through some chords. I've got all kind of chord videos, all kind of exercise videos, all right? You can do that. So for 5 minutes, you're just doing a slow sort of warm-up. It could be a song, could be a real slow song that you're playing, something like that. So anyway, take a few minutes, get the tootsies warmed up. You could be doing scales. Just get the fingers warmed up. Okay, so now let's move on to the fun part. All right, the nitty gritty of it. So we're going to have 2 main sections in our practice session, okay, that are about the same amount of time each. Let's say they're each 15 minutes long, okay? If you do that, you're at 35 minutes, okay? So let's take a 15-minute section and let's work on a song that you're working on. So I showed you Tom Dooley, so let's put Tom Dooley there, okay? So what are we doing here? We're slowly going through, we're playing the song, we might be practicing singing with it, we might be practicing just doing our alternate clawhammer stroke and going through the chords of it. We may be playing along to a video of it. We may be hitting the metronome with it, right? We may be doing our metronome and playing along with it, okay? We may also be switching back and forth between the chords and the melody note version that I taught you, okay? So we want to get all that going and getting it smooth, all right? So we want to stay within one song for quite a while. We want to work on that song and develop it, okay? So do that, okay? So now we did that for 15 minutes, okay? So we're going to do another 15 minutes. What do I do now? Well, this is the time to work on new techniques, new chords, exercises, what have you, something like that. Something, you know, you may be wanting to start trying to do double thumbing. You may want to start trying to do drop thumbing. You may want to work on more scales or do chords. This is the time to do that. Now, I had you do your fun song first, and I have you do these exercises, chords, / scales kind of things after that. You can swap that around and do it however you want, okay? You can do that, obviously. And then finally, if you want to spend any more time playing the banjo, maybe another 5 minutes. If you do, that'll give you 40 minutes. Then that last 5 minutes, do something fun, okay? Do something fun, cut loose, and have fun. One thing I love to get people started on really early, and I would suggest you're doing this now, okay, and lesson number 8, all right? So start doing it now, is picking out songs by ear, all right? So start with easy nursery rhymes, things like that. Spend that last 5 minutes of practice doing that, okay? Pick out Mary Had a Little Lamb, find it. Play it all on one string if you want to. Play it on 2 or 3 strings. We want to try for multiple strings. I have several videos on ear training and stuff like that you can see all that. But if you need help with that, if you need help getting started with that. So I didn't want to spend, a huge long video talking about this, but that is what your practice sessions should be like, right? They should be focused. You're not just playing one song for 4 hours, no, or an hour. You're not just playing a song for an hour. You have kind of ebbs and flows in your practice sessions, okay? And you might you don't want to get stagnant and not progress. So in order to keep progressing, we're going to keep challenging ourselves by adding in these exercises, techniques, scales, all that stuff, right? Now, you can also spend that time doing what I call is drilling. Again, more videos on that if you want to look for them. There's tons of them. But drilling is where we're going to drill one section of a song, okay? Or a technique. You know, we want our songs to be, I'm not going to say the 3 C's, but we want our songs to be good. We want them to sound good and be right. So we want them to, I'm not going to say those, I'm not going to say it, but we want them to be that way. So we have to drill them, and you know, we want those notes to be beautiful, right? So that's how we do that. Okay. So that is kind of walking you through a practice session. I even have another video on this where I walk you through a complete practice session, and it's more in depth if you want to check that out. But getting your practice sessions to be consistent is important. You know, I know lots of people say, oh, well, just have fun with it. And yes, we always want to have fun with it. That is so true. But you don't just pick the banjo up and play it for an hour willy-nilly. You know, you can do that anytime you want. But when we're practicing, which is a focused session, okay, that's free time playing if you want to do that. Our focused practice session needs to be this, because we want to improve our songs and get better at them. We want to add to our repertoire of chords, of songs, of techniques, of all this, right? We want to improve. So, I hope you have enjoyed that and got something out of it. And I don't think I'm going to do any more of these numbered lessons, because you are a free baby bird now. You can fly, okay? You need to go through, you can look at my playlist in my beginner lessons. I have several of the easier songs, like what would be next for you after Tom Dooley, you know, would be like Skip to My Lou, Go Tell Aunt Rhody, things like that, okay? So get out and do that, and make your practice sessions count, okay? I think that's important. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Before I go, I just always want you to remember that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.